Did you know Agnes's unicorn obsession has a heartbreaking secret behind it? Or that one single character might secretly connect 3 completely different movie universes? Today we're breaking down 10 wild theories, plot holes, and hidden details from the Despicable Me franchise that most fans completely missed. And a couple of these will genuinely make you rewatch the entire trilogy from scratch. But first, smash that like button and hit subscribe before the minions steal the screen. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming at number 7. Let's get into it. Number 1. Why is Agnes obsessed with unicorns? Millions of people know her famous line, "It's so fluffy." It's one of the most quoted moments in the entire franchise. But very few people ever stop to ask why a unicorn specifically. Some think it's just typical toddler imagination. Kids latch onto random toys all the time, right? But a popular fan theory suggests it's actually a deep psychological coping mechanism rooted in her time at Miss Hattie's orphanage. Unicorns, in stories and mythology, represent purity, protection, and unconditional love. 3 things Agnes never had before Gru came into her life. To her, finding a real unicorn wouldn't just be a fun adventure. It would be proof that the kind of love she always wanted actually exists somewhere in the world. That's a heavy thing for a 5-year-old to be carrying around in a stuffed toy. Comment fluffy below if this one hit different for you. Number 2. Is Lucy secretly immortal? This one sounds insane at first, but stick with it. In Despicable Me 2, Lucy is shown as a fully grown adult, the same age as Gru, working for the Anti-Villain League, eventually marrying him. Totally normal timeline so far. But then, Minions. The Rise of Gru drops us almost 40 years earlier, when Gru is still a literal child. Lucy shouldn't exist yet as an adult in this timeline. She should be a kid too, if she exists at all. Instead, during a shopping mall scene, 3 mannequins appear with her exact face, her exact hairstyle, her exact sense of style. Not similar, identical. So how is she already a fully grown woman decades before she's supposedly born? The theory going around is that Lucy simply doesn't age. Maybe there's a formula involved, maybe some kind of genetic experimentation, maybe something tied to the same organization she works for. Whatever it is, something about her past clearly isn't being explained to us, and the movies just quietly gloss over it. Number 3. Hidden Easter eggs in Rise of Gru. Rewatching Minions, the Rise of Gru with fresh eyes reveals some genuinely sharp details the animators snuck in. First, inside Gru's childhood bedroom, if you pause on the wall, there's a poster of Stronghold, one of the original members of the Vicious Six. It's blink and you miss it, but it's clearly there. Second, during the big fight sequence against the Vicious Six, Stronghold actually lifts up a van that's practically a shot-for-shot homage to the Mystery Machine from Scooby-Doo. Same color scheme, same shape, same vibe. And third, during Otto's completely unhinged tricycle ride and his canyon jump stunt, the whole sequence is a direct tribute to legendary daredevil Evel Knievel. If you look closely at the jump ramp in that scene, his name is actually written on it. Illumination clearly has animators who grew up loving classic pop culture, and they're not shy about proving it. Number 4. Does Despicable Me connect the entire Illumination universe? It starts with one small, easy-to-miss detail in Despicable Me 3. There's a theater shown in the movie, and if you look closely, it's the exact same theater used for the singing auditions in Sing. Same architecture, same layout, same everything. That alone could be a coincidence, but then there's Agnes's unicorn. That same unicorn design reappears in The Secret Life of Pets, this time as a tattoo on a background character. And then comes the detail that really seals it. In The Secret Life of Pets, during a scene set in Central Park, someone walks by in the background who looks exactly like Gru. Same silhouette, same coat, same walk. Individually, these are small Easter eggs. Together, they start to look like Illumination quietly building a shared universe without ever announcing it. Number 5. Why does Agnes never change her ponytail? Her clothes change constantly throughout the films. Her toys change. Her entire life changes the moment Gru adopts her. But one thing never, ever changes. That same tiny ponytail. At the orphanage, at home with her sisters, even while she's sleeping, it stays exactly the same style. Most little kids love experimenting with new hairstyles, so why doesn't she? One theory going around is that the ponytail is her last remaining connection to a past she doesn't talk about. Possibly the exact hairstyle her mother gave her before she disappeared from her life. If that's true, it isn't just hair to Agnes. It's the last physical piece she has left of someone she still thinks about and misses every single day, even if the movie never says it out loud. Quick reminder before we keep going. If you're enjoying these theories, drop a like and make sure you're subscribed. We've still got 5 more coming, and they get progressively wilder from here. Number 6. Despicable Me 3's biggest plot hole. The entire plot of Despicable Me 3 hinges on Gru discovering he has a long-lost twin brother named Dru, and the movie leans hard into them being total opposites. Dru is cheerful but not exactly sharp, while Gru is grumpy but genuinely intelligent. The film even plays with the fact that their names rhyme, Gru and Dru, like it's a cute little detail. Except here's where it completely falls apart. Gru isn't a first name. It's confirmed multiple times across the franchise that his full name is Felonious Gru, meaning Gru is his last name, not some nickname. Since Dru is his identical twin brother, his full name should technically also include Gru. So logically, every single time someone in the movie says Gru, both brothers should turn around because both of them are, by definition, a Gru. Yet Dru spends the entire movie calling his own brother Gru like it's a name that belongs only to him. And you can't explain this away with different last names because it's directly confirmed in the film that their father is Robert Gru, the same man, the same bloodline, the same last name. So yes, arguably the biggest overlooked plot hole in the entire franchise is that we watched two people named Gru interact for an entire movie like only one of them actually had that name. Number 7. Is Lucy actually Miss Hattie in disguise? Here's a theory that sounds completely absurd until you actually sit with it for a second. Think back to how brutally harsh Miss Hattie was toward Margot, Edith, and Agnes at the orphanage, working them practically non-stop with zero warmth. Then Gru shows up, tricks her, and takes the girls away from her control entirely. Miss Hattie is left furious, humiliated, and with nothing. The theory suggests that rage is exactly what pushed her to reinvent herself as a spy named Lucy, who conveniently gets close to Gru not long after and becomes deeply embedded in his life. It even suggests she's the one who orchestrated the Minion protest storyline in Despicable Me 3, quietly working against him from the inside the whole time. And it gets even wilder in Despicable Me 4, when Lucy and Gru have a baby together, something Miss Hattie, if this theory holds, would absolutely want front row access to. Add in the detail that both Miss Hattie and Lucy are voiced by the same actress, Kristen Wiig, and suddenly this doesn't sound quite as far-fetched. Is it definitely true? No, but the pieces line up in a way that's hard to fully dismiss. Number 8. Do minions actually reproduce? According to the lore Illumination has built up across the franchise, minions aren't born the way normal creatures are. They're created, and they've existed for millions of years as a species. They're also essentially immortal in the context of the story, which raises an obvious question. If they can't die of old age, why would they ever need to reproduce in the first place? Some fans have drawn comparisons between minions and tardigrades, the microscopic water bears that have survived on Earth in some form for tens of millions of years, thanks to their near-total indestructibility. The theory suggests minions may have evolved along a similar path, becoming an entirely male species that prioritizes physical strength and survival over reproduction. That could even explain their borderline obsessive relationship with bananas. Bananas are commonly cited as containing compounds that help boost testosterone, which under this theory would be essential to keeping minions strong and resilient. It's a strange piece of internal logic, but it's oddly consistent with everything else we see them do on screen. Number 9. Is Despicable Me 4 secretly a Disney and Pixar homage? When the trailer for Despicable Me 4 first dropped, a lot of fans immediately raised an eyebrow, and honestly, it's not hard to see why. The new villain bears a striking resemblance to a darker, evil twin version of Dr. Doofenshmirtz from Phineas and Ferb. Same elongated head shape, same exaggerated long nose, same over-the-top world domination energy. Then there's Gru Jr., who looks almost identical in design to Jack from The Incredibles, just with a different hair color and a different color palette. Between the matching mask motifs and the chaotic wild animal encounters sprinkled throughout the trailer, it genuinely feels at times like Illumination is playfully nodding toward Disney and Pixar's biggest hits, almost daring fans to notice the similarities. Number 10. Are the Minions Gru's greatest hidden experiment? Here's a theory that flips everything you thought you knew about the Minions. What if they aren't some ancient species at all, and instead, they're actually Gru's own failed experiment? Look at the details again with that lens. Their identical yellow design, matching goggles, and matching overalls don't look like something that evolved naturally. They look engineered, uniform, almost mass-produced. Then there's their near-total indestructibility, casually surviving explosions, falls, and even space travel without a scratch, which sounds a lot more like the result of deliberate lab work than natural evolution. And here's the detail that really seals it for a lot of fans. Gru is never once shown to be surprised by anything the Minions do, no matter how bizarre or dangerous. It's almost like he already knows exactly what they're capable of, because he's the one who built them that way in the first place. So the real question becomes, are the Minions simply loyal henchmen who happen to find Gru, or is he quietly sitting on top of his own greatest creation and letting the whole world believe otherwise? That's all 10. Which theory got you thinking the most? Number 2, number 7, or number 10? Drop your pick in the comments, and if you want part 2 of these Despicable Me secrets, make sure you're already subscribed so you don't miss it when it drops.